The stream should be up. Welcome everybody for this match tonight. Um, it is round 7 in Group B in the GoldenBug 2 tournament between Cereb, who is Thomas, versus Cence, who is Alex. We're about to get into the game now. I'm just trying to make sure that the stream is actually working. So far my dashboard on Twitch TV does not show the game. It's loading the channel right now, so I think we're ready. Yeah, stream's up. Yeah, stream's up. Okay, everything's working fine. We can start into the game. So, unfortunately, today I'm gonna be alone in the cast. None has been found to join me. So, I hope you will still enjoy it as much as all the other casts that we did with multiple people. I personally prefer multiple casters. Then, well, you have more to discuss than when you're all by yourself. Anyway, to get into the game, the map is Condemned Ridge. It's the standard starter map for the 7th round. It's a 4-player map with 4 starting positions. It does not necessarily cross-spawn, as we can see it here, but they did not draw the close position between the bottom either. I'm not sure what the game sound here is, but okay, it seems to have vanished. I had some command sound ongoing. Still happen. Anyway. I think I haven't introduced the players yet. We have on the 1 o'clock position the teal-blue Zerg Thomas, who's playing as Cereb, and in the bottom right position at about 5 o'clock we have the green Protoss Alex, who's playing as Cence. And as I mentioned before, this is a 4-player map, so you don't necessarily know where your opponent starts the game. So in Alex's case, he has already sent his scout right into the base of his opponent, while Cereb himself is still searching for the base, I believe. And very nice. Here Alex is keeping his spy moving. He does want to know when the pool goes up, which just happened. And he has pretty much all the information that he needs at the moment. He's keeping his probe here as well on the natural expansion, because if there is any expansion coming, which is I believe on the way now, he would want to stop it from going down, trying to block it with a pylon, maybe with the probe itself. But somehow he left the base at that particular moment, so the expansion is down and his probe is being hunted down by 4 Zerglings. Meanwhile in Alex's base, he's having his gateway first zealot coming up, and I'm a little surprised that he did not wall off this area, because you always have to be afraid or like wary of early aggression from a Zerg. As these Zerglings, they're really cheap and you can produce them fairly quickly. So now we have this one zealot chasing away these Zerglings, but they may be going in now. Cereb is not going to try to take out many probes. He's just going in with one Zergling to scout the base, to harass a little bit, to just gain more important knowledge about his opponent. And he does know that Cence has not expanded yet. which gives him the economical advantage here clearly, because he has the second base up. The current worker supply is 22 for Alex versus 20 for Thomas, so he's actually ahead, and he has he's mining of 2 gas, which is only 1 gas for the Zerg, so we may be able to expect something rather tech heavy from Alex's side, where he can spend all that gas that he's mining at the moment. Now, one zealot is making his way to the base of 2 zealots actually, and the mothership core. That's nice, getting early aggression to force your opponent into defense. Maybe get 1 or 2 spine crawlers, which he could otherwise spend on mobile units or air attack. So very nice here with the mothership core, taking out the Zerglings, helping those zealots. The zealots alone would have had no chance of taking out this many Zerglings. But now the queen is there. It's too slow when it's not a creep, so it's not gonna be able to follow this mothership core, which is basically safe. In the meantime, we have 6 Zerglings scouting a bit the outskirts of the base, maybe checking if there's any pylons, anything hidden there. Gateway is boosted but not producing anything. He could warp it into a warp gate already. Actually, all of them. Tech is done. So probably Alex currently busy doing something else. Here we have the warp gates coming up. 3 gateways at the moment and 2 more in production. Nice force fields, but there is still a little bit of a hole, and I think Thomas Cereb here is a little bit, I wouldn't say scared, but he wants to play it safe, it appears to me, and he could have just run in, I believe, besides those force fields, could have gone into the base and done massive damage, because there are not very many units out for Alex here at the moment. 5 sentries though, they can run anything with the force fields, and maybe even would have had stopped that run by the mothership core. At the moment is the only unit Alex has that can do anything really against those Zerglings. Eight sentries now, that is a lot. He surely does not want to get caught with these out in the open. They would just fall prey to the Zerglings. 2 force fields, but not really of much use because the Zerglings were already out of the base. Now we have 1 probe coming out from maybe to set a proxy pylon for more weapons, but it's gonna be caught off guard by those Zerglings. 4 more stalkers in the back for Alex. 6 more Zerglings on the way for Thomas. Thomas, what is he building? Is that an base? Oh no. We have a little bit of poking here from either side. The game is lagging very badly. Unfortunately, it's Andre Kazan who's timing us out here a little bit. I hope this internet is stabilizing so he doesn't have to leave the game. Now, Alex is getting his 3rd base up. It was a macro hatchery, of course. So, Alex is getting his 3rd base up, very confident here. He does have a small army and overall in supply is slightly behind the Zerg. In army supply he's ahead. Now there's Lynx still running around the outskirts of the base, and Thomas doesn't really want this to happen for a longer time, so he's putting down his 3rd. He probably does not know about the 3rd of the Protoss, but for Zerg it's essential to scout. To stay ahead. Hatchery. Now, we have Mutas on the way here, 8 in the count, and they completely clean up anything Alex had. That is very unfortunate for Alex. He didn't have enough stalkers to deal with these Mutas. He may not have expected them, but he could have anticipated them, especially after the game we have seen yesterday between Piotr and myself. Also a PvZ that I lost in the first game I had to cope with the Muta harassing the base, the back of the base. Now, Thomas is using the Mutas very nicely to go between the high ground and the low ground, taking out the third base if he's not being stopped. And meanwhile the Lings are streaming in. Does Alex have any sentries to tackle that? Yes, he does have 3 of them, but he's not going to be able to save his third base. And in the meantime, Thomas has his third base of himself. Now, he even goes for the assimilators. Any damage is welcome here for Thomas. And I think he's feeling pretty confident to go for the kill, but it's not the highest Muta Link count. Even though the army supply is a little bit in favor of Thomas. He's going in the mineral line and there are 3 cannons. He's actually even targeting the cannons. I'm not sure if that is a good idea, but Alex is staying in front of his base, getting 2 stalkers even taken off. Meanwhile, not really defending much in his mineral line here. Now he has 3 more stalkers, which he, I think, better leaves where they are. I mean, I'm not sure if he's aware of it, but there's not that much army out for Thomas here. 20... Whoa, okay, this has just changed to 51 Zerglings, up from 23. That is a massive Zergling count that is streaming together here now. Alex himself is getting Phoenixes, which are pretty much the natural defense against those Mutas, and he surely needs them. The Mutas are so mobile, especially after the Heart of the Swarm update. They are healing themselves faster and they have faster movement overall. With Stalkers, even when they have Blink to move between 2 different high and low ground, I'm not sure, they are not really capable of catching catching the Mutas should they flee. Alex is having a Phoenix out on the way. He has spotted the army. Is using his pylon here that he built from the probe to harass the third base. He's not going to be all that successful, unfortunately. This Spine Crawler is bleeding. But I didn't see the whole attack, I'm afraid. But I don't think it did much damage. It probably was just a couple of zealots here. Now the Mutas are coming in. 16 Mutas by now. That is a really high count. And the Stalkers are not good against Zerglings, so Alex has to be careful that he does not leave the ramp, but at the same time the Mutas can go in from the back with the Zerglings coming in from the front. So if Thomas gets this nicely done, where is Alex flying with his Phoenixes? I'm afraid he's going into the enemy base. He maybe wants to drag out those Mutas, but the problem here is he doesn't have any anti-air, anti-ground. He can lift the drones, however, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Meanwhile, the Mutas are going into his own base, but now they've been pulled back. Very nice choice here as well to take out the Queen, so Thomas cannot actually damage him. He is going for the Overlords now, and he actually managed... No, he could manage to supply block Thomas, but that's not really a big issue for him. He's almost maxed out, and meanwhile he supply blocked himself. Now, nice micro from Alex here taking on these Mutas with the ability of the Phoenix to shoot while flying, so basically they're flying backwards and shooting at the enemies, and they have a higher range than the Mutas, I believe. 5 range versus... what do we have here? Versus 3 range indeed. However, they're corrupt. There's one corrupt out on the field, which is outranging the Phoenixes at the moment. There is an upgrade for Phoenix range, which I believe gives +2 range, which could make the Phoenixes viable against the slower Corruptors. But that's not the case at the moment. Now here comes the army force, more Corruptors now. 5 in the total. Alex is going in for the base, attacking the Queen, but he has to pull out. He doesn't have enough Phoenixes, he doesn't have the damage that it takes to take out these mortars. By now, after his initial attack, Spore Crawlers out, he's flying straight over the base. More Spore Crawlers here, he's losing Phoenixes, one Phoenix after another, until only 3 are left. His second Stargate is unpowered and cannot produce at the moment. He's getting some more Phoenixes. Did get some, not currently, out. And is pulling back to his base since he has sustained such grave damage. We have a swarm host in front of Alex's base, very nice. He can basically push, do damage without spending any resources himself. Thomas is... The swarm hosts, the locusts are really strong, they deal a lot of damage here. And essentially you don't lose anything. But now the swarm host is unguarded, and as soon as an observer is coming, this harassment would end. Nice, this locust got one shot off. The army's just too big for 2 locusts, but it still managed to get some shot at that stalker, and you can see how much damage it does. Now more gateways coming up for Alex. Not turned into warp gates yet. He has High Templars on the field and Storm, which he just used. Unfortunately, he missed the swarm host. Just so. And he sure does want to get an Oracle here with granting vision. He used Envision, which allows the Oracle to detect cloaked and burrowed units. Now, Thomas very smart in the meantime, having scouts and has complete map control over the expansion, so he knows if Alex is fast or not. Now, big engagement here in the middle with Banelings and Ultralisks, and the whole coast army just being torn to shreds. There's only a couple of Stalkers left, which I haven't reported yet, unfortunately. I really apologize for that. Is that Thomas is now sitting on 6 bases. GG from Alex. Wow. That was pretty insane. Alex himself is a very good player. He actually made the 2nd place in the first tournament, in the first GoldenBug tournament, and he's one of the top players. Thomas has joined us recently, and he is in fact a master player, so he sure does know how to play, how to harass, and is probably excelling at the game more than most of the people, or any of the people who were playing in the last tournament. So he's the clear top contender for the win in this tournament. And I'm pretty sure this view is shared by many people in this tournament. First game goes to Thomas. And the map that Alex is requesting is Belshir Vestige. I have to admit, I do not know this map. I haven't played that much 1v1 in StarCraft since it came out. Only a few since Heart of the Swarm was released, so I'm not familiar with the maps, to be honest. Maybe Ben wants to cast? Oh, that... I certainly hope. I would really appreciate and like a co-caster here. As you can hear, I'm missing a lot about the game. I'm still just a starting caster, and I apologize for everything that I've missed. I hope you still could enjoy watching it later. In the meantime, I'm gonna try to find me a co-caster. Here Thomas says the lagging that Andre's connection has unfortunately created did throw his injects and timing off a bit. That shows to me that he's actually playing by, he has a full set of plan that he has to execute, so basically probably his whole actions are based on one following the other. He doesn't just go, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. No, I think he really has exactly after this action I do this one and then I wait 2 seconds and go for this action. So if you have lag in the game, this will basically put you off because you don't expect it, and the brain already thinks, oh, I have to do this now. Oh shit, I'm off my timing.